feel like there's something between us, and I'm not talking about the microphones.
What are you talking about?
If there weren't these microphones, I think I'd bloody kiss you.
Why?
Because it's Valentine's Day, baby.
Oh my God, how romantic.
It's the 14th of February, and I've got something from Heraclitus for you.
Oh.
For to be wise is only one thing, to fix our attention on our intelligence, which guides all things everywhere. Heraclitus. Wow.
Oh.
Powerful. I think that's the first appearance from Heraclitus as well on Valentine's Day.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Great to have you. So there's been a lot of episodes about anger, and there can be real frustration when you work in sales, where you receive nasty, not necessarily nasty, but like a response from a prospect or a client that's mad about something, or they'll email something that maybe from their standpoint, like when you view it, it seems unreasonable.
Yeah.
And we've had that before with clients, and I know that I'm like, right, well, I'm gonna ring him now, and I'm gonna shout at him, or I'm gonna say something, I'm gonna call him unreasonable because it's not fair, or I'm gonna write a strongly worded email, I'm gonna do something. But in those moments, it's so important to sleep on it. Because I would say 9.9 times out of 10, when you sleep on it and you come back to it the next day, you feel totally, totally different.
Exactly. We had Julian Treasure on our podcast. All the podcasts are available.
All the podcasts, sorry.
And he said this great thing of, what listening am I speaking into? So if you've got this fiery email that's sent across and you immediately respond with another fiery email, you're just adding to the fire, aren't you? Whereas if they sent you a fiery email, okay, that can wait till the morning. And then in the morning, instead, you interrupt the pattern that's about to start and just pick up the phone and say, look, I've got your email, and you just meet them. Look, I can see exactly where you're coming from. I'd probably feel like X, Y, and Z as well if this was happening. You get there first. Well, you might find that, no, I was having a bad day, and suddenly you've disrupted the flow of things. Things are often lost, aren't they, as well? In communication. Yeah, exactly. And I think this is big on with teams as well. So if you're having a particularly tough day, you've had a rejection on the phone, and then someone's made fun of you between the calls, that's going to bother you all day.
Yeah.
But the other person might not have thought anything of it.
And they're not even thinking about it.
Exactly. So be aware you are your own morale beacon, but you are each other's as well.
Egos can be bruised. In those situations where...
Egos can be what?
Bruised.
Okay.
What did you think is it?
I thought you said bruised.
Oh, right. I thought you thought I said bruise, like a cup of tea. But no, none of those things.
Okay.
Egos can be bruised, and I think it's a Dale Carnegie book from How to Influence People, but it's, what do I want to achieve from this? Okay. So I want to run in and I want to tell that client or that prospect straight because my ego feels kind of attacked. But actually, what do I want to happen? Like, well, that probably in the long run, you want them to continue being a client, or you want them to come on board and be a client, and all of those different things. So it's like, well, think about it. What do I want to gain from this situation?
Yes.
And you can be really, the best business people and salespeople are the people that are calculated, that will be like, okay, but that is unfair, and they've said some nasty things, and I could run in there and retaliate. But what do I want to be the outcome?
Exactly.
Well, I want the outcome to be X. So what's the best way to get there?
I think preemptive conversation's always a good advice here as well. Like if I mean, in my own life, sometimes instead of running to have an argument with my wife about something, I might say, you know, it's weird, I'm telling myself a story at the minute that you're unhappy with me about this because of this. She's like, oh, that's weird, because I'm telling myself a story that you're unhappy with me because of, and then somewhere between the two stories is the truth.
Yeah.
But by saying it like that, I'm not running in guns blazing because I haven't got the full picture. There's my story, their story, and the truth.
And I would, as much as sometimes the chimp comes out, I would say nothing's ever gained from confrontation.
No.
So it's, how do you hold on to your emotions? How do you act calmly and calculated? And think about it. What do I want to happen? Well, I don't want to fall out, but what I want my partner to listen to me. Okay, well, how do I communicate that effectively? I want that client to understand that it doesn't work like this. Okay, well, how do I communicate that effectively? So think about your communication style. We talk about it, but like, use the phone. Written word can be so difficult to analyze. So pick up the phone and truly listen. There's typically like a couple of different levels of listening, like what they're saying, but then you're thinking about what you're going to say next, or two, or where you're kind of relating and you're kind of like you're deeply listening. And level 3 is when you're listening to everything that's not being said. So their tone, the space, what they might mean. And that's where the good salespeople run in and say, well, it feels like I've upset you. It feels like X has frustrated you recently. It feels like Y has put you in a difficult position.
Yeah.
I've been Jack Frimston.
I've been Zach Thompson.
Remember, you will die.
No ears on the tram.